A green light representing the light of life emerges from Sasuke. The strong air current is constantly impacting towards the surroundings wave after wave. There were even cracks left on the walls along the edge of the training ground. Kimimaro at the gate looked at Sasuke, who was glowing green in the field, and he was even more surprised at the moment. This is the first time he has seen this technique. 8 inner gates. Konoha's forbidden body art, is this what it looks like? It is indeed an astonishing technique. Just the aura exuded by Sasuke already made Kimimaro feel very difficult. 10 times. 20 times. Sasuke can't even tell how much his strength has increased after opening the 6th gate. Even if it is only a 10-fold improvement, it means that Sasuke can burst out with a punch of 40,000 kilograms in an instant. Even if it explodes at the limit, it may be able to reach 20 times, that is, the punching force of 80,000 kilograms. This is only up to pure physical strength. As already so terrifying, adding speed, the power that erupts will be even more terrifying. No wonder it is said that by opening the 8 inner gates, you can gain dozens of times more power than Hokage in a short period of time. This is indeed not an exaggeration, it's just that opening the 6th gate has already achieved such an astonishing improvement, so how about opening the 7th gate and the 8th gate? But even if he just maintains the state of the 6th gate, Sasuke can still feel the pain of tearing from his body. Muji healing is disturbed to a certain extent, because the chakra flowing in the body explodes crazily in the way of 8 inner gates. All Sasuke can rely on now is the weak self-healing effect brought by wood style. It seems that it is impossible to open the 8 inner gates and heal the damaged body at the same time. In this way, this trick is also quite risky for Sasuke. Once used too much, it may die. Congratulations to the upgrade of Host 8 inner gates. 8 inner gates, Grandmaster Host successfully mastered the 6th gate of 8 inner gates. Reward. Senju Clan Physique. The sound of the system sounded, and at the same time Sasuke's 8 inner gates status was over. With Sasuke close the 8 gate, Muji heal started to work. Immediately start fast healing to heal the wounds on Sasuke's body. This effect is very good. Originally using 8 inner gates will leave various damages to the body. Even if it is opened for a short time, as long as it does not open to the last door. It is not life-threatening, but more or less it will leave hidden wounds. After all, if there is no immediate treatment after the end, there will be hidden wounds. However, Sasuke itself has Senju Hashirama's Muji healing ability. In this way, as long as it is not death, Sasuke can get a perfect cure after finishing 8 inner gates. From another point of view, it is equivalent to no injury. However, the last gate of the 8 inner gates is opened. If it ends quickly, it is uncertain whether it can be recovered by relying on Muji's healing. White smoke billowed from Sasuke's body. Immediately afterwards, as the system issued rewards, the physique of the Senju family was integrated. Sasuke quickly closed his eyes, feeling the changes in his body. Integrating into the physique of the Senju clan, Sasuke's originally thin body seems to have become much stronger. But it's not that exaggerated, it's just that the size of the muscles has increased, and at the same time Sasuke feels that the chakra in his body is full of vitality. The increase in the amount of chakra is not much, but a slight increase of 1/10 of the level. But chakra is more dynamic, which Sasuke can clearly feel. If we say that the previous chakra is like a cloud of mist, it feels lifeless. And now, chakra is like a ball of flame. Although it is very weak, you can clearly feel the flame burning, and the living things in the flame. In this case, Sasuke didn't understand why. Congratulations to Host Wood Style for the Blood Succession Limit upgrade. Wood Style Blood Succession Boundary, 3 stages. From the 2nd stage to the 3rd stage of the Wood Style Blood Succession Limit, Sasuke once again felt that the power of Wood Style has increased. Gently put your hands together in the next second, the ground under his feet broke open, and Wood Style Fujiman came out directly, forming a small sapling in front of Sasuke. Fresh and green shoots appeared, and Sasuke could feel the difference of Wood Style. The vitality is stronger, it is completely different from before. As this, the change brought about by the physique of the Senju clan? Sasuke thought about it. Maybe the main direction of the Senju family's physical enhancement is Yongdun Chakra. If this is the case, then Wood Style can directly upgrade the blood succession limit and make chakra full of vitality. Kimimaro at the door looked at Sasuke, although he didn't know what exactly Sasuke broke through. But the current Sasuke gave him a very different feeling, and there was something extra in his momentum. Congratulations to Host for obtaining the special ability of the Senju clan, Chakra Burst, Introduction. Chakra Explosion. Relying on its strong physical fitness and precise control of chakra, it will concentrate chakra on the whole body of, and then explode to form a powerful impact. Isn't this ability the strange power of the Senju clan? Get the physique of the Senju family, and also get the special ability of the Senju family. Weird power. In this way, his melee combat ability will really be strengthened again. But now I don't know what level of ninja I am. If I were to face the 5 cages now, I don't know what the result would be. Sasuke was thinking. The system sounded again. 5 Dungeon Mastery. Please learn and Grandmaster 5 Dungeon Ninjutsu and Chakra Nature Transformation. Learn 5 different Chakra Nature Transformations, and master 5 Chakra Nature Transformations for each. Reward. The level of the 5 Escape Chakra is increased by 1 level. Here comes the task of learning again. To control the 5 escapes, this task is not difficult for Sasuke, it should even be said to be very simple. It can be done in a short time. But what Sasuke finds interesting now is that he first strengthens his physical skills, and then lets himself improve his ninjutsu, and he still masters all 5 escapes. The system really wanted to build itself into an all-around ninja. It doesn't matter, this is also Sasuke's idea. Since the system gives perfect talents, it is not difficult for an all-around ninja. Lightning style, fire style, water style. The number of ninjutsu mastered has fully met the requirements, so you don't have to worry about it. Although you have mastered earth style, you haven't learned ninjutsu yet. Ask Orochimaru for some ninjutsu. By the way, wind style's ninjutsu is also coming, and the wind attribute, chakra nature transformation, shouldn't be difficult to master. Sasuke walked towards the outside of the training ground while talking. Kimimaro at the door followed Sasuke silently, and Sasuke looked back at him. Don't follow me, I'm going to rest for a while. This time you ask Orochimaru to help me get some ninjutsu scrolls, and find the location of Akatsuki's organization. The last time Sasuke agreed to the position of the Akatsuki organization, Sasuke has not actually met the people of the Akatsuki organization yet. You still need a formal meeting once to join. Sasuke was really tired after training for so long. Wanting to take a break now, Kimimaro nodded. I see, I'll go back and do it. Hearing this, Sasuke nodded in satisfaction. It seems that it is not bad to have someone like Kimimaro or Bai follow him. At least he does not need to do these trivial things himself. Ninjutsu scrolls couldn't be easier for Orochimaru. As for the location of the Akatsuki organization, although it is a bit difficult to find, Orochimaru does not need to find it. In fact, he gave Orochimaru his contact information early on. And asked Orochimaru to tell Sasuke, please contact them as soon as possible after the training is over. It's just that Sasuke has been busy practicing these days, and Orochimaru didn't bother Sasuke. Wait until Sasuke wakes up. Orochimaru is waiting for Sasuke in a certain room. After Sasuke came, Orochimaru pushed the scroll on the table toward Sasuke. This is the ninjutsu scroll of wind style and earth style that I can find. Sasuke-kun can study it slowly. There is also the contact information of the Akatsuki organization. White Zetsu left a clone outside a Tonin village, you can find it directly there. At the same time, I have already asked Bai and the others to prepare the things for going out in the new change of clothes for you. Sasuke is holding these ninjutsu scrolls. Suddenly, he glanced at Orochimaru in surprise. This guy is quite good at logistics. The preparation was very proper, and he also guessed that he was going to leave. Even the things to go out are prepared in advance. Bai said that she wanted to be with you, but I refused her for you. When she reaches cage level strength, I think it will not hinder Sasuke-kun. Hearing this, Sasuke nodded. Orochimaru is too good at it, and with Orochimaru as a housekeeper and nanny, he doesn't have to spend too much energy. One thing needs to be reminded, Mr. Sasuke, when you meet the leader of the Akatsuki organization, you'd better be careful. That guy is not simple. That's all Orochimaru said, no more. Instead, he looked at Sasuke quietly, and Sasuke nodded in response. Don't worry. I know. Turn around and plan to leave. However, at this moment Sasuke suddenly sighed. Turning back to Orochimaru, he said slowly, actually, even if the souls sealed by the ghouls are sealed, there is no way to take them out. There is a mask, which can tear the souls trapped in Shinigami's stomachs. Save the soul. But people who cut their stomachs open won't survive, but it shouldn't be a big problem for you. After speaking, Sasuke left directly, leaving Orochimaru with an excited face, the mask, and the spirit unleashed. These days Orochimaru has also been researching how to heal his arms, and finally came to the conclusion that there is no way to restore his hands without a soul. But the news that Sasuke told him today can make his own hand recover. I didn't expect Sasuke-kun to know such a thing. It's really touching. There were even tears in Orochimaru's eyes. Sasuke, who came to the gate of the base at this moment, looked at Kimimaro who was waiting for him. The opponent also had a strange wristband on his hand, which seemed to be a specially made wristband with the same storage function as himself. Not bad. Let's go. Go to Shao organization. The moment Sasuke and Kimimaro stepped out of the base, Riju had sensed it. At the same time, White Zetsu also told Obito the news. Sasuke is here. Hearing this, Obito also suddenly got up, looking back at Ju. Let's get ready. The meeting ceremony for newcomers. I've told Nagato and he will arrange it. Sasuke already knows the base of the Akatsuki organization and is heading towards Rain Shinobi Village. According to their speed, they should be able to arrive in about 3 days. From Yinin Village to Rain Shinobi Village, you have to pass through the country of fire. The current fire is not peaceful. Although Konoha's interior was basically calm, a new problem appeared. The daimyo of the Land of Fire and Hokage of Konoha seem to be struggling, and whoever can't hold on first will have the right to speak. This is the first time that there is a gap between the hidden village and the country. And Raikage of Cloud Shinobi Village is ready to move, and wants to unite with neighboring countries again to launch an attack on Konoha. But because the Konoha civil strife has ended and missed the best time, Raikage is very hesitant now. The surrounding small countries were afraid of Konoha's revenge, so they huddled together temporarily, preparing to resist Konoha. Tsunade, on the other hand, announced that he would not be held accountable, which temporarily relieved these small countries. It also made Raikage in Cloud Shinobi Village extinguish the idea of invading Konoha, and for the time being it looked like peace was restored. But Sasuke sighed. If the Akatsuki organization starts the tailed beast capture plan at this time, I'm afraid. If you don't think about it, it will become turbulent again. A flame that has just been extinguished is the easiest to ignite. Master Sasuke, are you practicing nature transformation of the wind attribute? Sasuke and Kimimaro, who crossed the Gobi of the Land of Fire, are slowly advancing in the yellow sand all over the sky. And Kimimaro is also bored, so asking this question. Ah, that's right. But you have already mastered lightning style, fire style, water style and even earth style, so why continue to learn the airway? For Sasuke, ninjutsu is enough. Because of not mastering a nature transformation of chakra, it seems that chakra's power will be enhanced. Although it is not obvious in normal times, if it is a protracted battle, the might of your chakra's power will be reflected. Hear Sasuke's answering bow. Kimimaro was stunned for a moment. Mastering more chakra nature transformation, does it still have this effect? No one has ever discovered it, probably even Master Orochi doesn't know about it. If you're fine, you can also try to practice and master more chakra nature transformation, but you don't need to learn ninjutsu, your blood succession limit is already very strong. Wind Style's nature transformation is already the last nature transformation that Sasuke needs to master. The difficulty of practicing has increased a lot. But for Sasuke, the 3-day rush was only used to master a nature transformation. It's so easy. Sasuke got it done in 2 days. He even learned some ninjutsu while taking a break. And raised it to Grandmaster level. It is not that simple to improve to Shaocheng. But it's not too difficult to cultivate to the level of Grandmaster. Earth Style, Grandmaster Earth Style, Yellow Spring Marsh, Grandmaster. Earth Style, Earth Dragon Bullet, Grandmaster. Earth Style, Grandmaster Earth Style, Rock Iron Cannon Technique, Grandmaster. The 5 Earth Style ninjutsu are easy to master without any difficulty. Although Wind Style's chakra nature transformation has been mastered, Wind Style's ninjutsu Sasuke has not had time to practice too much. We have arrived at Rain Shinobi Village. Just learned 2 Wind Style ninjutsu. Wind Style, Windblade, Grandmaster. This ninjutsu is not bad. It is a ninjutsu owned by Sand Shinobi Jonin Baki, and it also used this move to kill Konoha's Moonlight Hayate, but now Moonlight Hayate is alive and well. But this move is indeed very good. The fingertips burst into Shankla and attacked the enemy with a gust of wind. For Sasuke, who can seal with one hand, and the speed of seal is extremely fast, if Sasuke uses this trick suddenly, it will be hard to guard against. Wind Style, Great Breakthrough, Grandmaster, although the power of this ninjutsu depends on the ability of the performer. This ninjutsu looks good to Sasuke. To be able to use it with Fire Style, it must also have learning value. And Sasuke also found that the level of chakra nature transformation also learned ninjutsu or used ninjutsu with Sasuke. Constantly improving. Chakra attributes. Water, 45%, 1, Fire, 10%, 2, Thunder, 98%, 2, Earth, 12%, 1, Wind, 4%, 1, Yin, 27%, 1. Among all his nature transformations, the nature transformation of Fire attribute and attribute has been raised to 2 levels. Indeed, 2 levels of nature transformation are much stronger than level 1. The same level of ninjutsu, the same chakra, the explosive power can be said to be completely different. It seems that it is also important to increase the level of chakra nature transformation. Sasuke let go of the wind on his fingertips, then look up and look forward. Kimimaro also stopped at this time. Sasuke-sama, we are here. Shao organization. Sasuke looked at the familiar abandoned buildings in the distance. You wait for me here. I'll go in and meet the people from the Akatsuki organization. Don't worry, if there is anything, you can rush to it as soon as possible. That's true, Kimimaro nodded. Okay. Then I'll wait for Sasuke-sama here. After arranging Kimimaro, Sasuke walked towards Akatsuki's location. It is naturally impossible to let Kimimaro go in together. The current Kimimaro is Three Tails Jinchuriki. How can Kimimaro appear in front of everyone in Akatsuki? Then I'm afraid the first tail beast they want to catch is Three Tails. So it's good to have Kimimaro here. Entering Akatsuki's base, Sasuke looked at a piece of white paper floating in the air. Look up. Accompanied by the rustling of paper in the wind, a figure appeared. Conan. White Tiger of Dawn, are you Uchiha Sasuke? Sasuke nodded. Sasuke didn't care too much about Conan's cold tone. Originally, Conan was such a person. How small can a brat like you really kill Danzo? After finishing speaking, he did not give Sasuke a chance to answer, and continued directly, come with me, we are waiting for you. Conan floating forward like a ghost. It doesn't matter if Sasuke can keep up, passing through the abandoned buildings. Come to a dilapidated building that can no longer be dilapidated. Enter through a broken window. Then came to the ground and walked through a long and extremely dark passage. Finally, Sasuke in front of him sensed a wave of chakra fluctuations, although it was not so strong. But there is a unique momentum in these chakra fluctuations. Strictly speaking, every member of Shao organization is not easy to deal with. Whether it is Kakuzu, Hidan, Deidara, Scorpion, Arkisame, Ju, Conan, Nagato, and his brother Uchiha Itachi, they are all very strong ninjas. It can be said that the per capita cage level ninja, even Hidan, if you just look at the strength on paper, can be regarded as the level of a cage level ninja. It's a pity that this guy is too simple-minded. So that he was finally buried alive. Go through the tunnel, after a corner. Sasuke looked at the huge underground secret space in front of him. It should be the basement where all kinds of materials are piled up, but now it is empty, and there are even collapsed bricks in the corners. I counted some people standing in various positions, a total of 8 people. Everyone from the Akatsuki organization is here, except for his cheap brother, Uchiha Itachi. Not even a trace of Obito. Nagato, it should be said that Yahiko's corpse looked at Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke. A new member who just joined the Akatsuki organization today. Code name Kong Chen. Now the Akatsuki organization has completely completed all the members. So I decided to start the tailed beast capture plan ahead of schedule. Hearing Pain's sudden announcement of such a thing, the rest of Akatsuki's organization froze for a moment. No wonder they were called together, thinking it was only for the joining of new members. Originally, Kakuzu was somewhat disapproving. Even if the new member is Uranus lousy, it's not worth summoning them back just because of this. Are you finally going to start action? It has always been a boring task, and it's really troublesome. Which tailed beast should I start with? Let me go. Chief. Nagato didn't like Hidan's impatient look. But thinking about how smart this guy looks, he doesn't need to be familiar with this kind of person. The first target. Sanagakure. One tail Jinchuriki. One tail. Although it doesn't feel like it's too strong, Hidan still thinks it's not bad. Let's go. While Hidan was talking, the Scarlet Sand Scorpion wanted to speak. That's Sanagakure, and it's up to him to catch one tail. No. I'll go. Sasuke spoke suddenly, making Hidan stunned for a moment. Even the other members of the Akatsuki organization also looked at Sasuke. Kakuzu frowned. Brat. Just a kid like you wants to catch one tail back? Do you have the strength? Strength? Sasuke frowned and glanced at the others. Except for Kisame, no one's eyes changed. This also shows that these people seem to doubt their own strength. It seems that for ordinary people, their own reputation is enough to make them afraid. But for people like Shao organization, they seem to be a little unconvinced. I heard that you developed a broken lightning style ninjutsu yourself, is it very fast? Kakuzu took 2 steps towards Sasuke, with his hands on his hips in an arrogant manner. Exactly. Although my lightning style isn't very strong, it's not bad, it's not bad. Boy. You show me how fast that lightning style of yours is. Hearing this, Sasuke shook his head helplessly. Sure enough, in the ninja world, no matter where you go, you want to be respected and revered by others. The first thing to do is to let others know your strength. Sasuke snorted contemptuously. Looking at Kakuzu, this guy is considered the bottom of the Akatsuki organization. How long is he? Want to see my own lightning style? You probably don't have the strength yet. Kakuzu, who was originally in a good mood, suddenly became gloomy. Konoha's stinky brats, are they all so arrogant? I don't deserve it. Then let him see what matching is. A strong killing intent flashed in Kakuzu's eyes. In the next second, the temperature here seemed to drop a few degrees suddenly. But the rest of Shao's organization looked like they were watching the show. Scorpion. Uchiha from Konoha. If I remember this kid well, he should be Itachi's younger brother. Deidara. Well, it should be Itachi's younger brother, but what is even more strange today is that Itachi is not here. Maybe there is some special situation. Scorpion glanced at Pain, since even the leader didn't say anything. Obviously there should be some special reason for it. Suddenly Kakuzu shouted loudly. Kakuzu was now bursting with anger, as if he wanted to swallow Sasuke. Your heart would be a nice trophy. Boss, if this new member is too weak and I kill him, there's no problem. Hearing that, Pain nodded indifferently. As a human being, you can only be killed because of your own strength, and there will be no punishment. Did you hear that? Kid, if you don't want to die, just do what I say, and let us see your lightning style. Otherwise, whoosh, a shuriken flashed across Kakuzu's face instantly. Bang bang. With an astonishing loud noise, the shuriken smashed into the wall like a shell in an instant. At the same time, a large part of the wall was dented. This situation caused the expressions of everyone in the Akatsuki organization to suddenly change. An ordinary shuriken actually has this kind of power. Is this a shuriken? This is clearly a cannonball. This kid threw the shuriken so fast just now. Even if they almost didn't see it clearly. You won't be punished for killing members, so it's okay for me to kill you, too. Hearing Sasuke's question, Nagato felt a little interested in Sasuke at the moment. Controlling Yahiko Kaido. Ah. Same, you won't get punished for killing him. This sentence is equivalent to telling two people that you can start. Kakuzu frowned, he never dreamed that a kid would have such a horrible experience. The thrown shuriken turned out to be like a cannonball. It's just incredible. How much power does it take to do this? It seems that this Uchiha kid is good at physical skills, and he must not be allowed to get close. Otherwise, even if this terrifying power just touched him a little bit, he wouldn't feel too good. Not bad, but ninja fighting is more than that, boy. I have met more opponents than you have lived. Even Senju Hashirama, I've fought against him. Fight? Sasuke is speechless. Is that considered a fight? Hashirama ignored you at all. Speechless. Why does this Kakuzu always like to brag about Senju Hashirama? It seems that you are very lucky to be able to live for so long, so let you, an old bastard, make the first move. One sentence directly choked Kakuzu. This brat who doesn't know the heights of heaven and earth actually calls himself an old man. Little thing. You are courting death. Since you have created your own lightning style, use lightning style education to educate you today. Crackling. Kakuzu, who raised his hands in the mudra, suddenly burst into chakra fluctuations. I have to say that Kakuzu and chakra with 5 hearts are indeed not comparable to ordinary ninjas. Lightning style, pseudo-dark, crackling. The roar of thunder sounded instantly. An astonishing thunder burst directly from Kakuzu's mouth. Instantly the entire underground space seemed to be illuminated by lightning. However, in the face of thunder with such an astonishing attack speed, Sasuke just raised a hand lazily. Earth style, earth flow wall. Gently spit out a ball of soil, fell to the ground and immediately rose to form an extremely solid earth wall. Bang bang. At the moment when the roar sounded, Deidara and others froze for a moment. One-handed seal. This kid. Can still earth style. Watching Sasuke release ninjutsu casually, he is extremely skilled and relaxed. From this point of view, even Jonin couldn't be so calm. Lightning style is already fast, but Sasuke was able to come from behind and use earth style to resist. Incredible. How come? Even Kakuzu was stunned for a moment. Sasuke's ninjutsu was released so quickly, and it was still one-handed. Hateful. This kid really does have something. But he's not going to end up like this. Fire style, head hard. The flames erupted, and the flames swept in like seawater, raging wildly in the direction of Sasuke. Sasuke's earthen walls crumbled and saw the heat wave engulfing. Sasuke still stood where he was, lazily making mudras with one hand. Water style, water rushing waves, boom. The water waves that swept up in an instant suddenly exploded and climbed steadily, forming waves that are not weaker than Kakuzu fire style in the blink of an eye. The collision of water style and fire style erupted with an astonishing roar. As a result, other people in the Shao organization have used their own methods to resist. Deidara can't calm down now. Forget about Kakuzu. This guy is an old monster. What's wrong with this kid? He used this level of water style casually? Little monster. Boom boom boom. Spoon. The collision of fire and water. Instant scorching steam spread wildly towards the entire space. However, under the heat wave, everyone in the Akatsuki organization didn't feel very good. It is also difficult for them to breathe in the hot air. However, in the next second, two voices sounded at the same time. Wind style, great breakthrough. Boom. Two gusts of wind suddenly swept out, and countless wind blades erupted in the air for a while, sweeping crazily. The wind blades that swept out in all directions swirled and reverberated wildly. It made Deidara, Scorpion, Kisame, Hidan and others unable to open their eyes. Conan also reluctantly hid behind Yahiko so as not to be disturbed by this terrifying wind-style collision. What a powerful brat. Now Conan sees Sasuke in a completely different way. Able to face Kakuzu head-on with ninjutsu, and it seems that he is not at all inferior to 840. This is simply a monster. And from just now to now, the two have changed 3 different attribute ninjutsu to confront each other. Kakuzu was also very surprised. You even mastered wind style, this little brat. How did you master 3 chakra nature transformations at the same time at this age? You must know that he did this because he has 5 hearts with different attributes. But what about Sasuke? At the age of 12, one of the Grandmaster's nature transformation is already very good, and the other 2 are called geniuses. 3? That should be considered a monster. The impact of the storm continued, and the 2 of them stopped almost at the same time. However, after Kakuzu stopped, he was still thinking about how to deal with Sasuke, a tricky kid. However, the next second thunder and lightning sounded. Lightning style. B. Crackling. Instantly pierced through the horror thunder, and instantly erupted from Sasuke's palm. This time Sasuke didn't even move the seal. Instant. Although this bolt of lightning failed to hit Kakuzu, it frightened Kakuzu a lot. So much so that he had no memory of when the thunder and lightning appeared. Even the thunder that swept across the air in the next second, like thunder snakes, was densely packed without giving him any breathing time. The roar of thunder and lightning is obviously more fierce than his previous lightning style. It can be said that the 2 are not at the same level in terms of lightning style attainments. Sasuke's lightning style is even more amazing. These lightning style attacks made Kakuzu roll and crawl, and there was no time to connect the seal. He can only dodge Sasuke's lightning style attack in an extremely embarrassing posture. The thunder swept across, and cracks appeared on the ground. When the lightning disappeared, Kakuzu stood up and stared at Sasuke with wide eyes. The 4. Chakra nature transformation, lightning style can still have such profound attainments. At this age. How does he? Just as Kakuzu was thinking this way, Sasuke made a mudra with both hands for the first time. Fire style. An incomparably flat voice sounded. However, in the next second, terrifying and violent flames gathered in Sasuke's mouth. Fire dragon explosion technique. Boom. The fire dragon that flew out suddenly swept straight towards Kakuzu. The moment Kakuzu saw the flame appear, he slapped his hands hard to the ground. Earth style, earth formation wall. The raised earthen wall blocked Kakuzu's front, just at the moment when Kakuzu breathed a sigh of relief. Beep. The earth wall was easily pierced by the fire dragon. The fire dragon with its huge mouth open has come in front of Kakuzu, and will swallow Kakuzu in the next second. Kakuzu's eyes kept flickering. How is this possible? My earth style was broken in an instant? This is. What fire style? Boom. A violent roar sounded. The terrifying shockwave formed by the flame explosion spread crazily towards the surroundings. The powerful impact even made other people in the Akatsuki organization feel as if their bodies were being pushed very hard by the figure. Yahiko raised his hand to neutralize the shockwave with Shinra Tenseki. However, the fire cloud formed by the flames in the next second is slowly spreading. But at this time, everyone in the Akatsuki organization looked at Sasuke with strange eyes. 5 kinds? Deidara said blankly. He was dumbfounded. Grandmaster 5 Series Chakra Nature Transformation, this kid is a monster. Scorpion was also very surprised. You must know that it is not difficult for a ninja to master one kind of nature transformation, but it should be Jonin who masters 2 kinds at the same time. 3 kinds are geniuses, and 4 kinds can already be called monsters. But 5 kinds. Only Konoha's 3rd Hokage has achieved it. Even if other human ninjas have chakra with this attribute, they may not have the time and ability to master the corresponding nature transformation. And when Akatsuki organized everyone to look at Sasuke in surprise, 4 black shadows quickly escaped from the explosion. And at this moment Sasuke suddenly opened his eyes. 3 Tomo Sharingan appears. At the same time, 4 lightning bolts flashed across the sky. Bang bang, bang bang. 4 shurikens carrying lightning hit the 4 figures with precision, and the paralyzing effect brought by the lightning made the 4 shadows freeze instantly. Seeing this scene, other Akatsuki members frowned. Kakuzu is using his disgusting technique, but even so, Sasuke restrained him for a moment. There was a burst of bird chirping accompanied by a faint chirping of knives. 3 lightning bolts appeared in an instant, erupting from the Kusanagi sword in Sasuke's hand. Chidori's sharp gun instantly released 3 times in a row. The 3 shadows were broken, and they collapsed on the ground as if they had lost their vitality. And the last group of black shadows kept struggling. Sasuke took a disdainful look at the last one of the grudges. So weak. When the lightning on the shuriken disappeared, the black shadow quickly crawled back into Kakuzu's body. Kakuzu slowly crawled out of the flames. Now he looked at Sasuke with only fear in his eyes. The brat almost killed himself. The flames were still burning, and Kakuzu's body was burned badly. Silence. It fell into silence for a while. Sasuke slowly put the Kusanagi sword into the sheath behind his back. Look up at Yahiko. He didn't speak, but now, everyone in the Akatsuki organization was surprised. Sasuke made one last move, obviously seeing through Kakuzu's technique. Otherwise, if the last hearts are broken, Kakuzu will die. However, Sasuke did not choose to fight, and he let Kakuzu go. At the same time, everyone discovered a problem. Sasuke stood still and did not move. Face Kakuzu. This guy didn't even need to move a step, he just stood still and knocked out Kakuzu. Even nearly killed Kakuzu, the brat. So scary. Nagato's heart can't be calm now, at such an age, with such fighting power. It's just like a monster. One tail. To you. The corners of Sasuke's mouth raised slightly, and he nodded lightly, no problem. And Kakuzu, who was lying on the ground at the moment, couldn't accept this situation at all. He was actually beaten up by a brat standing in place. And almost died. Could it be that he is so weak? Kakuzu, who was lying on the ground, looked at Sasuke at this moment. His eyes were full of fear. Uchiha. That's the power of Uchiha. Whether it's Itachi or this kid in front of me, their strength is too strong. Sure enough, Uchiha's people had better not provoke them easily. Haha. Kakuzu, you guys have today, and you were easily beaten to the ground by others. How do you want to help? If you ask me, I will help you. Seeing Kakuzu being beaten up, Hidan was not only not angry or depressed, but was very excited as if he had been beaten. For this guy Kakuzu bit his lip hard, then just gave Hidan a blank look. He struggled to stand up on the ground. Hidan, who was ignored by no one, was a little embarrassed, but instead snorted angrily. Okay. Now everyone can disband. Sasuke, we await your good news. Looking at your appearance, you probably don't need a companion either. Sasuke looked at Pain. Ah, no need, I'm enough alone. Everyone present looked at Sasuke, alone. Although the current Sanagakure is not very good, it is still a ninja village in one of the 5 major ninja countries. Although Sanagakure's 4th Kazekage is dead, Sanagakure is indeed at his weakest now. But it doesn't mean that Sanagakure can provoke at will. It is not easy for one person to force Sanagakure and capture Jinchuriki. But since the leader has given the order, no one is allowed to question it. They also want to see if Uchiha Sasuke, one-tailed Jinchuriki, can be captured smoothly. Others, be prepared, you may be summoned to seal the tailed beast at any time. Clear. Understood. I have nothing else to do, I'll go first. Deidara, Shie, and Guixie left quite quickly. Sasuke also wanted to leave quickly and go to Sanagakure. But Konan stopped him and gave Sasuke a ring with the word Kong on it, which is his code name Kongchen. At the same time, he also gave Akatsuki the clothes. Sasuke is still somewhat repulsed by Akatsuki's clothes, which are cursed. I thought I could not wear it. Now it seems that I still can't escape. But as long as you don't explode your clothes, then you don't have to worry at all. It seems to be tailor-made according to Sasuke's body shape, and there is no discomfort in wearing it. It fits pretty well. Konan gave something but didn't explain anything, and Sasuke didn't intend to have any communication with the other party. Directly left the base of the Akatsuki organization and walked directly in the direction of Sanagakure. After Sasuke left, Konan returned to where Nagato was. Why did you agree to let Uchiha Sasuke go? Hearing this, Nagato coughed a few times, then raised his head. His haggard face had a strong look of Hong Kong. He's powerful. I can feel that capturing one tail is no problem for that kid. Conan was a little surprised. He didn't expect Nagato's evaluation of Sasuke to be like this. Really? I feel like he's only slightly stronger than Kakuzu. Hearing this, Nagato smiled. Didn't you see it? That kid didn't take it seriously in the fight just now. Even if he defeated Kakuzu casually like this, it is more than enough to deal with Sanagakure's one-tailed Jinchuriki. Saying that, Nagato looked to the other side. Furthermore, the hunt for tailed beasts started ahead of schedule, and we also need someone to help us test how the countries in the genin world will react. When it comes to this issue, Conan is a little worried. Nagato, do you really want to start a big war in the ninja world? Nagato didn't answer this question right away. Obito came to find out what he said. Nagato was indeed a little shaken, but what he wanted was that there would be no war in the ninja world. Once a war is provoked, the dead ninjas need not be pitiful, but countless civilians will die in the chaos of war. Nagato hasn't made up his mind about this matter yet, and the capture of the tailed beast this time is a test. Or, Nagato wants to let the 5 major countries know the existence of the Akatsuki organization, so that they dare not break out the ninja world war. But it looks more like he wants to provoke a ninja war. Nagato, who smiled and said nothing, made Conan think that Nagato really wanted to provoke a ninja war. For a moment Conan didn't know what to say. She just felt that Nagato had changed too much, and Nagato seemed to be another person after Yahiko died. At the same time, Sasuke and Kimimaro converged, and the two were heading in the direction of Sanagakure. Chiriki? Has Akatsuki started to move? Sasuke-sama. Kimimaro said. Hearing this question, Sasuke smiled instead. No. It's not the start of action, but it should be said that the Akatsuki organization will not plan to take any action in the next few years. This made Kimimaro a little puzzled. Didn't they already start catching tailed beasts? Why do you say such things instead? Sasuke, who explained something, didn't want to say more. Instead, he bowed his head and took out ninjutsu scrolls, all of which were wind-style ninjutsu scrolls. There are 3 more wind-style ninjutsu to complete the task of the system. Before reaching Sanagakure, it is not difficult to complete this task. But Sasuke has to think a little bit about what wind ninjutsu should be learned. Wind style, vacuum jade, can release blows similar to air cannons. This technique is good. Wind style, crush. Oh. Isn't this Kakuzu's jutsu? Did Orochimaru even collect such a powerful wind style ninjutsu? This technique is not only powerful, but also has some field clearing effects. At the same time, it can have stronger explosive power when combined with fire style. It's one of them. Wind style, shuriken. Danzo's technique, not bad. The last 3 wind-style ninjutsu to learn were identified. Sasuke started trying to practice. For the current Sasuke, during the rush, he took the time to practice a few times. It is easy to master 3 wind-style ninjutsu. Even upgrading to a proficient level is just a few more releases. The only time delay is the upgrade from proficiency level to Grandmaster. But in fact, with Sasuke's talent, 1 operation can be done in 10 minutes and 3 operations can be done in 30 minutes. Congratulations to host for successfully learning Wudu Ninjutsu and mastering Chakra Nature Transformation. Reward. The level of the 5 escape chakra is increased by 1 level. Sasuke. If all attributes are raised by 1 level, then lightning style can be raised to level 3, and what kind of power will nature transformation of level 3 have? The full attribute Chakra Nature Transformation has been upgraded to 1 level, and the current lightning style and fire style belong to the 2nd level of nature transformation. Sasuke could clearly feel the extraordinary power of the 2 ninjutsu. Compared with other first-level nature transformation attributes, power is not only affected by the level of ninjutsu. At the same time, the most influential one should be the mastery of nature transformation. The power of surgery is determined by 2 points. One is the form of jutsu, that is, the level of ninjutsu. The higher the level, the higher the control over the jutsu. It allows the caster to precisely control the changes of the spell according to their own wishes. The second is the quality of surgery, that is, the level of nature transformation. The higher the nature transformation level, the stronger the power of the technique. Of course, this is only an analysis of standard ninjutsu. Different performers and different chakra injections will also affect the power of the jutsu. But the same conditions are small, then the level of ninjutsu, the degree of mastery of ninjutsu, the level of chakra nature transformation, and the understanding of nature transformation affect the power of jutsu. Rewards are being distributed. Chakra attributes. Water, 45%, 2-up pointing arrow, 10%, 3-up pointing arrow. Thunder, 98%, 31. Earth, 12%, 2 up pointing arrow. Wind, 4%, 21. Yin, 27%, 21. The level of chakra nature transformation increased, and Sasuke's whole body erupted like a real chakra wave in an instant. With the ring-shaped chakra ring, even Kimimaro was sent flying in an instant. Kimimaro looked at Sasuke in surprise after he stabilized his figure. Master Sasuke. You. This is. He didn't doubt whether Sasuke wanted to attack him, but was worried about whether there was something wrong with Sasuke's body. However, Sasuke who stood there seemed to be stunned. He clenched his fist and looked at his hand. Feel the vigorous power in the body. The level of chakra nature transformation of all attributes was enhanced, and Sasuke felt that his chakra seemed to become thicker. Although the amount of chakra has not changed, but if you use the special ability of the Senju family now, chakra will explode. That is, if the strange power is used to use this chakra, then I am afraid that the strange power that Sasuke bursts out at this moment will be more terrifying than Tsunade. And Sasuke tried to cover chakra on the body surface. Look at chakra, which is burning like a flame, emitting purple light. This ray is like Senju Hashirama, the purple chakra. Not a purple chakra like Susanoo, but a chakra with purple light. Could it be that this is the level of chakra? Because all attributes of nature transformation have been raised to 2 levels, so chakra has also changed. In fact, this is not a chakra level up, but Sasuke's life level has entered another stage. That's why the chakra color like Hashirama appears. This also means that Sasuke has entered the same level of life as Hashirama. This has nothing to do with strength or weakness, but the difference in the level of life. Just like people who live on the first floor and people who live on the second floor, people on the second floor will not become Supermen just because they live on the second floor. But because of the height difference, he can see more things. This is the situation with Sasuke now. Standing at a higher place, he seemed to suddenly feel that he could see more things. It's an amazing feeling. It seems that all abilities are affected. Master Sasuke. Kimimaro called Sasuke from the side. Sasuke, who came back to his senses, turned his head and glanced at Kimimaro. In the next second, Kimimaro's eyes contracted rapidly, because Sasuke punched him in the face without warning. But he doesn't think Sasuke is trying to deal with him, because Sasuke's punching speed is very slow. Watching Sasuke's fist approaching slowly, Kimimaro threw his fist at the same time. Boom. In an instant, there was a roar, and the sound of air explosion exploded in the forest. The invisible fluctuations instantly blow away everything around, and the fallen leaves on the ground suddenly swept up. Kimimaro took a step back, feeling the terrifying force coming from his hands, and the shock made his bones ache. How is this possible? He is the ninja of Dead Bone Pulse, and now he has the blessing of 3 tails chakra in his body. Although the amount of chakra is not much, but it is still a tailed beast chakra. He even fought with Master Sasuke, and he was the one who retreated in the end. How is this possible? Could it be that the chakra explosion just broke through again? So that's it. Is this a new change? Sasuke looked at his fist with a smile to himself. The upgrade of the full attribute nature transformation brings passive changes. Chakra has become more powerful. Plus the strength of Sasuke itself, the blessings of wood-style cells and the physique of the Senju family. Sasuke's melee ability is now completely pervert. Grinning his mouth and showing a smile, Sasuke now wants to find an enemy to give it a try, and what is his current strength? One-tail Shuhei is the best choice. Let's go, Kimimaro. Sanagakure is coming. Sasuke looked forward, ignoring Kimimaro's surprise, and now Sasuke just wants to hurry up and try to get the one-tail Shukuru. Solid Foundation host, please strengthen the basic training, and upgrade the basic physical skills, basic illusion, and basic chakra control to ultimate. Reward. Yongdun Awakening. Master Yongdun Nature Transformation, and increase the basic level by 1 level. Yang Escape. Finally come. Originally relying on the practice of wood-style blood succession boundary, Sasuke is about to awaken Yongdun. But it's not bad to give a reward directly now. If you can get Yongdun, then your wood style will become more powerful firstly, and at the same time, the speed of practicing wood-style blood inheritance limit will also become faster. If Yongdun cooperates with Shang Yin Dun, then he can be regarded as mastering both Yin and Yang Dun at the same time, although Sasuke does not know the specific skills. But if you master Yin Yang Dun at the same time, then at least you can create a black stick. This is what Sasuke has been looking forward to for a long time. 3 basics of training Jo. In addition to chakra control, Sasuke has already been upgraded to the ultimate level, and both physical and illusion still need to be upgraded. It is not so easy to upgrade to ultimate with a great achievement in physical arts and a small achievement in illusion. It seems that this time we will use physical and illusion combat as much as possible. Starting from the Konoha civil strife, Sanagakure completely sealed off the entire village. To be precise, since the death of 4th Kazekage was exposed, Sanagakure suddenly lacked an important combat power. This caused many problems in the village. In the face of threats from all sides, first of all, after signing a contract with Konoha. Sanagakure's own life is not easy, but at the same time, it also faces the eyes of other ninja villages. Sanagakure also had to announce the closure of the village. Under such circumstances, once other ninja villages want to make trouble, it can be said that they must directly prepare for war with Sanagakure. And under this kind of threat, no one wants to let others reap the benefits. Coupled with the fact that Konoha's civil turmoil immediately attracted the attention of the ninja world, Sanagakure was considered to be without any threat. The surrounding area of Sanagakure was originally a barren area. There is no human smoke. Before the ninja village was closed, it was not that easy to enter Sanagakure. Now it is even more difficult. However, in a barren desert filled with yellow sand, 2 figures are slowly advancing. Bearing the wind and sand and wearing a bamboo hat, I kept approaching in the direction of Sanagakure. Thanks to the hiding of the yellow sand, Sasuke and Kimimaro don't have to worry about being discovered for the time being. It was less than 100 meters away from the outskirts of the village. Behind a rock, Sasuke stopped and glanced back at Kimimaro. "Wait here. Be ready to meet me at any time." Kimimaro originally thought that Sasuke would let him attack together this time, but he didn't expect that Sasuke didn't intend to do it alone. "Master Sasuke, let me assist you together." Hearing this, Sasuke shook his head. "No need, if even the weakest Sanagakure can defeat me, my time of training will be in vain." Don't worry that there will be a time for you to do it, you may need to cut it off." After the break, Kimimaro was stunned for a moment, before he even started to do it. Is Master Sasuke already sure of the victory? Not ordinary confidence. Then I will wait here for Master Sasuke. If there is any danger, Master Sasuke can send me a long letter immediately. Rest assured. Sasuke nodded, turned around and disappeared into the wind and sand. What a brilliant instant. Looking at Sasuke who left without a sound, Kimimaro also felt that his worries were unnecessary. What he should worry about is how long these Sanagakure ninjas can last under the hands of Master Sasuke. Inside Sanagakure. Although it is daytime, due to the bad weather, it is undoubtedly nighttime now. The yellow sand covered the sun, and the village had already begun to light up lamps for illumination. Looking from a distance, one can see spherical rooms with lights emitting from the windows. Relying on the dim light, he could barely see the road on the street. As for the highest place in the village, in Fengying's office, although there is no Fengying now. But the senior management of the village is responsible for dealing with some problems in the village. Baki's complexion is not very good. It's windy again, and the wind and sand are too strong. It seems that you should try to avoid going out for activities today. Anyway, Sanagakure is not noticed now, and the guards can be reduced a little bit. Hearing what a high-level person said, Baki didn't say anything. He only worries about one problem now, and that is the situation of Gaara. If Gaara can't grow up quickly, then the future of Sanagakure will be difficult. Hope all goes well. I'm going to see Gaara. As he said that, Baki walked out of the office, and after leaving Fengyinglo, he rushed towards a certain place in the village against the wind and sand. However, the yellow sand all over the sky along the way did make him a little bit hard to open his eyes. But when crossing a street and turning the corner for a moment, Baki froze for a moment and stopped in place. He looked up at the black figure in front of him. A black figure standing in the center of the square. The opponent is holding a sand shinobi who has no strength in one hand, and seems to be asking something. Baki looked around carefully. Although covered by the wind and sand, he could still clearly see these ninjas who fell on the ground. This is. When I looked carefully, I suddenly found that there were ninja corpses all over the place. These are sand shinobi. The number of sand shinobi visible to the naked eye does not reign 20. Someone invaded Sanagakure and killed so many sand shinobi without a sound. How is this possible? You must know that the comprehensive strength of sand shinobi is the strongest among the 5 countries. It is also the fastest response to such assassination and other actions in the face. How could someone kill so many sand shinobi silently? Stop it. Suddenly Baki spoke, and Sasuke, who was about to break sand shinobi's neck, stopped the movement of his hands. He turned to look at Baki who was beside him. Sasuke smiled. Click. There was a crisp bone-breaking sound. Because of the veil covering the hat in the yellow sand, Baki can't see Sasuke clearly now. But Sasuke casually threw the killed sand shinobi aside, then turned his head and walked towards him slowly. Baki suddenly felt a strong killing intent. This guy is definitely no ordinary ninja. Very strong. But judging from the height, it seems to be very short. Who are you? A ninja from which village? Who sent you to invade Sanagakure, and what do you want? Facing Baki's question, Sasuke didn't say anything. Still walking forward slowly. Looking at Sasuke's look of not intending to answer at all. Baki was also angry. Killed so many sand shinobi, now facing himself so arrogantly. Raise your hands to print. Wind style, beast wave palm. Boom! The wind blade that erupted from the palm in an instant, hidden in the yellow sand storm, raged towards Sasuke quickly. But the next second, the sound of sand rubbing against clothes came from Baki's ears. Boom! The wind blade he lifted hit the ground, and the enemy's figure had long since disappeared. Jung. A long knife exuding cold air appeared from behind, and the blade gently touched the front of his throat. The cold air from the knife made Ma freeze instantly. Constant cold sweat. Quickly, snap. As this person. A monster. How could he have such a speed? Even he didn't catch the trace of the other party. How is this possible? Where is Gaara? One word. The neutral voice immediately made Baki feel that all the hairs on his whole body stood on end. Even my legs couldn't help shaking. You have to know that he has gone through countless wars, big and small, but he still trembles when facing this person. It is conceivable how terrifying this other party is existence. Only by relying on his aura and adding a word can his body shake involuntarily. This person targets Gaara, tailed beast? Their target is the tailed beast. This is not good. Baki's face is very ugly now. A ninja of such strength has invaded Sanagakure. If the target is still Gaara, then this is pretty bad. Absolutely cannot tell this person Gaara's whereabouts. There is only one chance. If you want to fight back, you have to make sure there is no cure. You must ensure that you kill the opponent with one blow, otherwise, the person who will die will be yourself. Do not say, alright. We will find it slowly, as long as we are in Sanagakure, Gaara. We can't escape. Us? Baki's eyes contracted again. He was not alone, he had a companion. Damn, it would be even worse. Now Gaara may well be close to being found. I have to find a way to deal with this guy immediately, and rush to Gaara's side quickly. Absolutely nothing can happen to Gaara. Sasuke's eyes were shining with red light, and the three hook jades were slowly turning. Baki, who had the Kusanagi sword pressed against his throat, silently swallowed his saliva. I can tell you where Gaara is, but you promise you can't kill me. Sasuke let go of the Kusanagi sword and said slowly, don't worry, I won't. Swish. In an instant, Baki turned around and kunai stabbed Commander's heart directly, and a dull impact sounded. Sasuke's body flew upside down, and then hit the ground hard. Baki didn't have time to check Sasuke's situation, turned his head and disappeared into the yellow sand, and then seemed to move towards Gaara's direction to hide his breath quickly. Passing through the small half of Sanagakure, stopped in front of a house, and Baki rushed in directly. And the next second Sasuke's figure appeared here. He looked at the house in front of him and it didn't look like any special house. A barrier? No wonder Gaara's chakra is not perceived. Entering Sanagakure, Sasuke directly sensed with the net of heart, but did not find Gaara's chakra fluctuation, which made Sasuke a little confused. Now he understands what's going on. The barrier blocked Sasuke's detection, so it's no wonder that Gaara's position could not be sensed. Looking at the result in front of him, it is too easy for Sasuke to enter this level of enchantment quietly. After making a few seals, Sasuke stepped into the barrier without triggering the barrier's alarm. After entering, Sasuke walked upstairs, now falling into a huge spacious room. Gaara was practicing, but looked up at teacher Baki, who broke into the door. He also wanted to say what happened to Mr. Baki, so impatient. But in the next second, Baki looked at him as if he saw some horrible picture. Immediately, Jian released ninjutsu towards him, and immediately launched an attack. Something's wrong. It's like an illusion. Gaara controls the sand to block Baki's attack, while trying to catch Baki and dispel his illusion. It can make Baki suffer from the illusion without knowing it. It seems that the person who casts the illusion is terrible. Sasuke could already hear the fighting upstairs. Illusion is such a strange thing. The easiest time to discover illusion is the very beginning. Once the duration of the illusion is extended, you will be more and more trapped in it. This is the case with Baki at the moment. Sasuke easily tricked Baki with the Sharingan illusion. And took himself to find the location of Gaara. It seems that even Jonin is very difficult to crack his own illusion, even elite Jonin. Sasuke smiled. Crack. Suddenly there was a loud noise, and the violent gale tore the sand apart. Baki's eyes are red. Let go of Gaara. In his eyes, Gaara at this moment is the same man in black as Sasuke, and Gaara, who was beaten into a dying state, was caught by the opponent. How can Baki not be furious? But it was actually Gaara who was defending against his attack and wanted to wake up Baki without hurting Baki as much as possible. However, Gaara's idea is very good, but when Baki is in a state of rage, it is very difficult for him to dispel Baki's illusion without injury. Reluctantly, he could only use the sand-bound coffin to catch Baki. After trapping Baki, Gaara quickly used chakra to dispel Baki's illusion. Baki woke up and looked at Gaara, who was unharmed. Baki himself was also confused. What's going on? Illusion. Did I get an illusion? Looking back on everything just now, Baki feels extremely unreasonable now. How could there be such a terrifying instant? The opponent's strength is terrifying and it is too much. But now I understand that all of this is caused by illusion. Sasuke, who just came to the door, felt that the illusion had been lifted, so he stopped hiding. Straight out. The shoes still carried some sand, which made a rustling sound on the floor of the room. It turned out to be here. Finally found you. One-tailed Jinchuriki Gaara. Sasuke's voice sounded. At this moment, Baki felt ashamed, and he even brought the enemy to find Gaara. The dignified Sanagakure elite Jonin was tricked into being like this by an illusion. Just be damned. Gaara, you go first, I'll deal with him. Hearing this, Gaara frowned. He didn't care about Baki's words, but Sasuke's words. This voice was familiar, so familiar, he seemed to have heard it somewhere before, but he couldn't remember it at all for a while. You. Who is it? I feel like I've seen you. Hearing this, Baki was stunned for a moment, seeing this enemy. How could Gaara? Swish. Sasuke took off his hat. Of course I saw it. Didn't we just fight each other during the Chunin exam? Sandstorm, Gaara. Uchiha. Sasuke. Both Baki and Gaara exclaimed at the same time. Konoha rebel, and also an extremely famous evil genius, his strength can still be compared with the former Konoha Sannin. Why does such a guy come to Sanagakure? What does he come here? For. The hat thrown by Sasuke. With a crisp sound, it was directly nailed into the wall. It is obviously just a very fragile hat, but it can be directly nailed to the wall as if it is stronger than steel. Baki looked at chakra scattered on the bamboo hat. Very strong chakra. This kid, is he already so strong now? Swallowing saliva silently. At the same time, he recalled the illusion that Sasuke cast on himself just now. Baki couldn't judge at all when he had the illusion. Uchiha. Sasuke. The illusion just now. When exactly did you use it on me? Hearing this, Sasuke, who was flexing his wrists and preparing for a big fight, smiled when he heard this question. Hee. As soon as we meet. Don't you just use it? Meet? Baki, 420, froze for a moment. Could it be that the first moment he saw Sasuke etc. Only now did he really recall that Sasuke didn't kill any sand shinobi at all in the square. Instead, he stood alone in the middle of the square. When he looked up for the first time when he appeared, Sasuke's Sharingan stared at him firmly. The moment the eyes of the two met, the illusion had already been activated. Even for that moment it seemed like he didn't notice Sasuke's Sharingan at all. It's just unbelievable. Such a terrifying illusion, as expected of the Uchiha clan. The illusion ability of those Sharingan is too strong. If it wasn't for Sasuke to remind him, he might never remember it, which means even if he was awakened. Sasuke's illusions through vision are still affecting him. Such a terrible illusion. Uchiha Sasuke, what are you doing at Sanagakure? Gaara stood in front of Baki and asked coldly. Compared to Baki, who had a look of fear on his face, Gaara now has no emotion of fear at all. Instead, he looked at Sasuke coldly, his eyes full of fighting intent. He lost the last fight to Sasuke. This incident has always made him very unhappy for Gaara. Now is a good time for revenge. The purpose is of course for you. One-tailed Jinchuriki. The title One-tailed Jinchuriki made Gaara very unhappy. What did you catch me for? I don't want to tell you this, but no matter what you do today, you can't escape. After speaking, the corners of Sasuke's mouth rose slightly. Baki on the side was about to stand up and deal with Sasuke with Gaara, but the next second. Beep. The ground trembled suddenly, and Sasuke exploded at an astonishing speed, heading towards Gaara. The air seemed to be torn apart instantly by this terrifying speed. Sasuke raised his fist, chakra converged on his fist. At the first moment of Sasuke's shot, Gaara controlled the sand to form a defense from a distance. But the defense has just been formed. Boom. In an instant the sand wall was punched through. Sasuke's speed didn't decrease at all, and he continued to attack Gaara like a bamboo. Gaara also froze for a moment at this moment. His sand defense is not so weak. Sasuke's fist. How could it be so powerful? At this moment, Sasuke was also a little surprised, but he used a little bit of the special ability of the Senju clan, and chakra broke out. That is to say, with strange power, Yuanren easily broke through Gaara's sand wall. This kind of power, even if only relying on body skills, few people in the ninja world can stop themselves. Keep punching, this time at a closer range and blast Gaara. Clouds of sand block Sasuke's way. Wily fist broke through layers of sand defenses easily, but the speed also slowed down a lot. Taking advantage of this time, Gaara hides away with Baki with the sand. Boom buzz buzz. With a loud noise, a 5 or 6 meter pothole was directly smashed out by Sasuke in a circle. You can even see the downstairs directly from upstairs. Turning back, Sasuke looked at Gaara who had fled to the other side. HMPH. The strength of the sand has become smaller, or should I say that my strength has become stronger. Your sand seems a bit vulnerable. Hearing this, Gaara's complexion became very ugly. He has been practicing crazily since returning to the village, in order to be able to fight Sasuke again one day. But now, he becomes even more vulnerable in front of Sasuke. This made it harder for Gaara to accept this reality. Gaara, delay, the noise just now should have alarmed the ninjas in the village, reinforcements will come soon. Reinforcements? Gaara felt that the reinforcements might not arrive so quickly. Although I don't know why Sasuke chose to do it here, but since the other party did this, he obviously felt that he was not afraid or that no one would disturb him. Either way worries Gaara. Look at your appearance. It seems that you are thinking about something. You still have time to think about other things when fighting me. It seems that I am not strong enough. Beep. Sasuke, who suddenly appeared from the sky, stomped on a battle axe and slammed towards Gaara's position fiercely. Gaara sat on the sand again to dodge, and Baki also jumped to the side. The two reacted quickly and successfully escaped Sasuke's attack. But the ground hit by Sasuke suddenly cracked and shattered into small pebbles in the blink of an eye. The ground that was directly smashed out of a huge hole. According to Sasuke's destructive power, within a few blows, the whole floor will be destroyed. Swish. The sand flitted quickly in the air, making a sound. Sasuke caught it at the first time, and turned around suddenly in the next second. Sasuke's Sharingan opens instantly, and the three-hook jade turns slowly, while catching the movement track of the sand in the air. While looking at Gaara in the distance, the moment the two eyes met, Baki quickly said, "Gaara, be careful, this guy's illusion." But the next second Sasuke tried to use illusion. It failed. Body flicker technique directly accelerated Sasuke, who avoided the attack and appeared on the other side. At the same time, he sighed lightly. Sure enough, Jinchuriki are immune to illusions. After all, there is another chakra in the body, and trying to use illusions to deal with them, it's completely useless. However, it may be different if Shisui's pupil technique is available, but Sasuke will not give up his eyes and replace them with water eyes. Gaara was a little puzzled why Sasuke didn't use illusion to deal with him just now. However, in the next second Sasuke took out 2 shurikens. Hands up. Wind-style, shuriken. In an instant, wind-style chakra wrapped around the shuriken. Sasuke looked at Gaara in front of him. It is quite difficult to catch Gaara with physical skills alone, so let's try the newly learned ninjutsu by the way. Experience it by the way. The power of level 2 wind-style chakra nature transformation. Boom. Shuriken thrown by Sasuke. For a moment, the ear-piercing wind sounded.